So yeah, they sent me a gimbal for my smartphone, but now the question is, can I use it without an iPhone? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens Only, and today we're gonna talk about how to make the best use of your smartphone when they send you a gimbal for smartphone. So you can call it gimbal. The best description that I heard is from Germany, where they call it wrist stabilizer, and I think I resonate a lot with that thing. But now the question is, since I have it and I can do some smartphone videography, now the need was to have a second angle, because the camera that I'm using right now to record this episode is my main camera, so I mostly use it for photography, for stills, for ceremonies, for wedding proposals, for street photography. And so if I need a second angle, or if I need to talk to you while I'm on the go, I tried many solutions for vlogging, but the smartphone stabilizer is the best thing. Now the thing is that with my cheap Motorola, please, when I say cheap, be aware that I'm not willing to invest a lot of money, because as a professional, I already have a camera and I don't want to spend the exact amount of money that I spent on my camera for a phone. And so that Motorola was given me by my carrier. It was a Canadian carrier, and I paid $5 Canadian a month for 2 years. That total to 120 Canadian dollars, which is nothing for a smartphone. But of course, I only use it as a phone, and for the emails, and also as a remote for my camera and for many other things. But it was not my first angle for shooting stills nor videos. But now that I have this gimbal and I can step up my game, the question is, do I need to invest money to get an iPhone and shoot log, or can I go around it maybe with a Samsung? I even have a look at the S25 that was affordable, but I still don't want to invest that much money, but I still want to have a good solution, because if you remember, if you follow the channel for a while, I'm a bit spoiled when it comes down to image quality. And now the thing is that either you shoot log or you don't, also with smartphone. But for many tests and reviews that I saw, the Samsung is not performing in log enough to justify the change. And so many people that are using the Samsung S23, 24, 25, they're still using the main camera and the main shooting with not so much balancing for the white balance, for the ISO, for anything. You can have that with a third-party app. We'll discuss that later, but log is not required. And so I had a look at the iPhone 15 Pro, because it was the most value for the money for me, because I don't need the latest release, but I still wanted the USB-C just to have the chance of charging everything with the same connector. And of course I wanted to shoot log, and still it was $1,300, which is not justified for me, at least not now, because right now I'm not making any money out of the videos apart the few bucks that YouTube gives me. But it's not a service that I propose on my clients, so this is still not justified. If you reason as a pro, you will see the money you spend as an investment, but it has to pay back by itself. And so for the moment, I was wondering, what do I really need? Do I need a stabilizer? I do not, because I have the gimbal. Do I need additional lights? I do not, because I have the gimbal. Do I need follow tracking, whatever? I do not, because I have the gimbal. And this M7 from Hohem is great, because it will follow you, and it also have an additional display that you can use for the framing where you are shooting at yourself. So as a one-man band, I think it's a great value. So I ended up with another Motorola, which is the Edge 60 Pro. And I will tell you why. Because I'm in Europe right now, and the Italian carrier will give it to me for €10 a month for the next 2 years. So it totals to $240. But I also purchased back my old Motorola. So if you see them here side by side, I used to have the Edge 30 Pro, now I have the Edge 60 Pro. They are very similar, they look alike, the dimensions, they both have an incredible battery, and they both are good enough to be used as a remote with my Sony, which is the main thing. Now, we need other things in order to have a professional smartphone videography. You don't just need to pop up this phone in the gimbal and go around like crazy. You need a purpose. And so if you want to shoot with a purpose. There are a few things that I used to do with my camera, so I know how video recording works, and I know that the most important thing, if you don't want to compromise on the shutter speed, so to have a cinematic, as I don't know if it's still a term that is in use, but anyway, if you want to have that look, you need an ND filter in front of your glass. Now, the lens is not a professional one because we're talking about the lens of a smartphone, but I'm happy enough that I have plenty of filters. So this is the newer LA006, which can easily adapt a 67mm filter thread in front of your glasses. Now, you can mount it this way, which I don't like that much because then all the commands, we will discuss that later when I'm showing you the app that I'm using for recording, are in the upper part, or you can mount it this way if you are recording vertical, or this is my preferred because you see the profile that avoids to having light leaks, it's still on the side, and when I'm shooting I'm using the 1x camera, which is this one, so it needs to be covered and in the center of the filter to avoid halos, shadows and everything, right? So you don't want to have it in the very corner because you don't want to see the corner of your filters. Now, as a filter, I'm using always the same KNF concept because I'm using I'm not using variable filters when I'm shooting stills, but when I'm recording video, well, you want to have a zoom glass and you want to have variable filters because of the versatility. Now, if you mount the KNF filter on the newer adapter, well, now I have a CPL and variable ND mounted in front of my smartphone, and so I am ready to go. I have the stabilizer, I have zooming in, I have the AI tracker. Now, another thing that we need to talk about when you're using this gimbal is that if you have the AI tracker, it will follow you. But the preview that you see on the display here, I thought it was talking to my phone, but I realized it is not because this is talking to the small camera which is inside the AI tracker. And so the results that I was seeing on my phone was not it was not the real saturation, it was not the real exposure, it was not the real balancing. So if you are recording yourself, just be aware and remember to set everything before flipping around the camera, because then if you rely on the gimbal monitor, then you will not have all the information that you want to have for a proper shooting. Now, I want to show you why I changed the phone, because my old one only had one big flaw, and that it was you could not turn off the hyper sharpness. So it was giving you hyper sharpness that resulting in a kind of fake looking video. It was not professional at all. And so the hyper sharpening is something that I don't like because already smartphones have such a teeny tiny sensor. And so if you want to simulate more depth of field, of course, now the f aperture is f1.8 with this glass, or f2 or f2.2 according to which focal length you're using. But with this teeny tiny sensor already you don't have separation unless it's done via software, and so this will identify people, faces, and try to create the bokeh effect, but it's done by software. It cannot be done optically because of the teeny tiny sensor. So that said, I had to get rid of my old Motorola, and please be aware, I'm passionate about Motorola. I always used that brand, even from the very old StarTAC, and then I contributed to the launch of the Razer V3 because I was working in advertising at the time, but my very favorite was the V60i. And so when I saw that Lenovo acquired the brand and they started giving us almost pixel quality phones for a cheap price, I said, that's my very first choice. And so this time, again, it's confirmed, it's a good quality. Now, I want to let you know and let you understand why I had this need, because I was in a very beautiful place and I was going around with my Sony a7C Mark II and the Sigma 45mm, and as you can see from the results down here, you are watching now recording that I've done with that camera. And the image quality is great and the colors are brilliant. I studied the light, the composition, the whatever, but it's not smooth. So if you want to have battery smooth recordings, well, that was not the case. I would eventually need a gimbal for my camera, but as I told you, I cannot use it on a gimbal because I use it for stills first. And so if you want to have that battery thing, I gave it a try with my old Motorola Edge 30 Pro, and as you can see, it's oversharpened first, and second, even the colors are not reliable. We will come to that in a sec. And now with this Edge 60 Pro, as you can see, it's battery smooth even without the gimbal. The colors are more reliable, the recording are smoother, but still I have to say that with this camera, the stock camera app is not so good. It would limit you in many ways. And so what did I do? I downloaded the Blackmagic Camera App. As you can see, this is the Blackmagic. And why did I do that? Because first, it helps you in having different shutter speed. You can use 24, 25, 30 or 60 frames per second, thing that I couldn't do with the native app in this phone. And then it will let you choose the shutter speed, thing that you cannot do with the native app because the native app is pro only for stills, not for video. And then you have all the other options that you need to change when you are recording video if you want to have a pro quality video to be used here and there. So guys, let me know down here in the comments if you think that this Motorola can do the trick. I'm not spending $1,300 just to shoot a log with my smartphone because it's a second angle camera. It's not my main camera. I have the gimbal. I want to make the best out of it. I want to vlog with it. But I think that the quality is good enough. It's plenty. It's a brand new development. This phone has been released this year, so it has the latest tech. It has the Blackmagic Camera App support, and so I'm ready to go. I think I will go around today if it stops raining, and I will show you some recording done with the gimbal and with the phone. And you let me know if you think that Motorola is on par to Samsung and iPhone. And with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the reviews to come. And I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.